Hello, today we're going to talk about the invention of the cinematography. It's a motion picture film camera which has a combination of different parts. It serves as a film projector and printer. The cinematography was invented in 1895 by the Lumiere brothers, Auguste and Louis Lumiere. The Lumiere brothers were French inventors who grew up working in photography. They actually worked in their father's shop making films and plates. The cinematography wasn't the first motion picture invented. The first motion picture invented was the kinetograph. It was invented in 1891 by Thomas Edison. The kinetograph only allowed one person at a time to watch a film. It looked like a big podium desk, and the person had to bend over and look through the peephole to be able to watch the film. How the kinetograph works is that it uses a strip of film that goes fast between lenses and uses an electric light bulb. The light bulb was how the people were able to watch the movie. The Lumiere brothers thought there had to be a better way to watch movies that allowed more than one person to watch. So that's when they came up with the idea of the cinematography. Now, the cinematography was smaller and lighter. It was operated with the use of a hand-powered crank. It showed the film slower, resulting in less noise and film being used. The movement in cinematography is based on how a sewing machine works. The cinematography wasn't only used to watch films, it was also used to make ads and commercials. The cinematography is a 3-in-1 device that can record, develop, and project motion pictures. The cinematography was a huge discovery during its time, and it goes down here as the first viable film camera. Over time, people found ways to make it better, faster, and how they can make the film look better as well. Today, it has a new form called the cinema.
The first photograph was taken in France in 1826. 65 years later, in 1891, Thomas Edison and William Dickson created the kinetograph. The next year, the Lumiere brothers invented the cinematograph. The first feature-length film was released in 1906. 21 years later, in 1927, The Jazz Singer was the first of the talkies, or movies with built-in sound. 1935 saw the first movie in color. More recently, the VCR, or video cassette recorder, was invented in 1976. It was followed by the DVD, or digital versatile disc, in 1995. Video streaming as we know it started in the 1990s.
Cinematography has come a long way in the way movies are being seen today, and that is all done through the technologies that have developed throughout the years. It all has to do with STEM. The technology that is being used to develop how movies are being produced have advanced a lot since the making of movies. Because back then, when movies were first being made, the creators of the movies didn't even have sound. They were what you call silent movies. But as time went on, people were trying to find different ways for the movies to have sound. Because people back then didn't have the technology that we have now. To have sound, they had to make their own sound for the movies. They even had what you call a one angle in a movie. The lenses back then were no good as we have now with the developed technology. This is all in part because of STEM. Without the technology that has developed throughout the years, we wouldn't be able to watch our favorite movies. It is because of the developed technology, the making of the movies, we are able to watch all those favorite movies on our favorite apps, such as YouTube TV and Apple TV.
All right, so we have learned about cinematography. So let's unpack some of the definitions and be more familiar with the terminologies. Cinematography is the art of motion picture photography and filming either electronically by means of an image sensor or chemically by means of a light-sensitive material such as film stock. A cinematograph is a motion picture film camera which, in combination with different parts, also serves as a film projector and printer. It was developed in the 1890s in Lyon, France, by Auguste and Louis Lumiere. Motion picture is a visual art form used to simulate experiences that communicate ideas, stories, perceptions, feelings, beauty, or atmosphere by the means of recorded or programmed moving images, along with sound and other sensory stimulations. A film projector. It's also called a movie projector. It is an optomechanical device for displaying motion picture film by projecting it onto a screen. Most of the optical and mechanical elements, except for the illumination and sound devices, are present in movie cameras. An image sensor, or imager, is a sensor that detects and conveys information used to make an image. It does so by converting the variable attenuations of light waves as they pass through or reflect off objects into signals, small bursts of current that convey the information. Film stock is an analog medium that is used for recording motion pictures or animation. It is a strip of sheet or of transparent plastic film base coated on one side with a gelatin emulsion containing microscopically small light-sensitive silver halide crystals.
Before cinema was created, the realm of entertainment had been a bit more bleak. Forms of entertainment consisted of activities such as reading, listening to the radio, listening to music by records, and playing indoors and outdoors with family. Although these are still popular forms of leisure, the invention of cinema had completely changed entertainment to what we know today. Due to the cinematograph, motion picture was introduced to the world, thus beginning the eras of movie making and television. Not only did it contribute to the average family's entertainment across the globe, it also created occupational outlets for those who had a passion in directing and creating film. Through doing this, it successfully changed the way we receive news and information. It is especially helpful in getting stories across to the public without misinformation. For example, misinformation through telling news from person to person individually. Through reporting and broadcasting, we can also keep track of history as we document historical events. Motion picture also inspires people to change their lifestyles based on what we are viewing, thus creating a more productive and healthy environment around us. Through motion pictures, all types of people have been united through acting, broadcasting, reporting, and so forth. Regardless of race, religion, gender, sex, sexuality, and identification, all people have been reunited through the decades, and it continues to progress.
Facets of cinematography. Definition. Cinematography is the art of making a motion pictures. However, is a cinematographer who permanently captures that story and the actors in it. Responsibilities. The cinematographer, who may also be referred to as the director of photography, is the person who heads up all decisions relating to the visual component of a film. Placement. A film is only a live performance without a camera to capture it for the future viewing and enjoyment. But where a cinematographer decides to place the camera in relation to the action unfolding, heighten the meaning of a particular scene. Movement. Camera movement, or the choice to remain static, can also change how an audience views a film. Composition. Choices that the cinematographer makes for every single shot, it is composition or what will be seen in it. Focus. A film should always be in focus and can be used to also emphasize certain elements in a scene. Lighting. Lead lighting technician is in charge of the execution of the lighting design. The cinematographer typically is the person who decides what design will be. Equipment and additional duties. While the job of a cinematographer involves making many artistic choices, all of those choices can only be executed through the use of a technical equipment. From cameras and filters to dollies and lenses, cinematographers have a wide array of devices at their disposal that can help realize their vision on film.